I don't really believe Nigeria is independent. And so we hope Nigeria is going to be independent someday. But till that day comes,
nevertheless, we are still celebrating our 64 years of independence.
Your opinion.
but that's what we are celebrating today. Okay.
That's what they said we are celebrating.
But that is what we are celebrating. All right.
Doing great things, giving Nigeria a great name. In the medical field, you have many Nigerian doctors doing great things overseas. But there's one that excites me every time I think about him or talk about him, and that is a Yoruba doctor who performed feats that had never been done before he did it, and I don't know of any other person who's done it right after he did it. A doctor that took out a fetus from its mother's womb, prior to full term. That is, it wasn't up to 9 months, but the fetus was sick, and so this doctor pulled the baby out, performed an operation on the fetus, and returned it back to the mother's womb. Sewed it up, and the woman carried the baby to full term and delivered the baby normally. That is a medical miracle. It's never been heard of. It was a Nigerian that did that, right? Then I want to talk about Ogunleye, the Nigerian who owns, I believe the Heathrow. He actually owns 2 international airports in the UK. Very wealthy man, and manages a portfolio, an investment portfolio of over $40 billion. He owns a rail line. How do you call it? A luxury rail line in Italy, right? A Nigerian, he did that, right? Then you talk about sports. Many Nigerians doing great things overseas. You think about that Hakeem Olajuwon. You think about many names that I can't call right now that are Nigerians doing great things. In football, it's the same thing. Nigerians overseas doing great things. Then you talk about technology, the internet. You talk about Emma Gwali from Onitsha, who basically founded the internet, right? And without him and his mathematical calculations, the internet would not exist today. These are Nigerians, right? I can go on and on and on and tell you about Nigerians and their great, stories, beautiful stories outside Nigeria, right? And you listen to people talk about the great work that Nigerians are doing in the legal field overseas. Some of the top, investment bankers, some of the top investment lawyers in New York, in London, are Nigerians. So my question is, why are Nigerians doing so many great things all over the world? And yet our country is like Donald Trump used the word a shithole. I'm sorry to use that word, but that's what Donald Trump said that these African countries are, and he included Nigeria on the list, right? So my question is, why is Nigeria looked upon like that? Are Nigeria a country that, has given birth to many great names doing great things globally, and yet it can't seem to get its act right? My question is, why? Why is our economy as bad and sunken as it is today? An economy of inflation at close to 40%. I mean, we've never seen it this bad. Petroleum selling at 1,300. Our politicians care nothing about you, care nothing about your survival, care nothing about the cost of food, care nothing about Medicare, right? And you see, when we talk about functional economies, we think about the West, we think about Western countries, we think about Medicaid, we think about Western countries. Let's not think about Western countries. There are countries in Africa that are working. Let's think about Rwanda, a country that had a war, that fought an intense civil war about 25, 26 years ago. Today, Rwanda is one of the best countries in Africa. The neatest country in Africa, that's Rwanda. Rwanda has the neatest cities, right? So Paul Kagame is doing a great job, and I think Nigerian leaders need to go and learn, Leadership 101 from Paul Kagame. Go ask him how he's doing it and come do the same in Nigeria. Let's talk about Botswana. Let's talk about small countries in Africa. Let's talk about Seychelles, a country that has the highest income per capita in Africa, a country that has nothing compared to the resources that Nigeria has, but yet it has the best income per capita. The most advanced country in Africa is Seychelles. And Nigerians go to Seychelles for holidays all the time. But our own country isn't working. Our politicians will get up and go holiday in the West, go holiday in functional African countries, while our own country is dysfunctional. Why is that is my question. So I don't want to hear anybody tell me happy independence. And that's why I'm not telling you happy independence, because Nigeria is actually not independent. I have not told a single person today, happy Independence Day. I will not say that, and I will not ever say that until I see a Nigeria that is free and truly independent, with politics working, with our finances working, with our resources working for the people. A country where Nigerians will not have to live under $2 a day. What is $2? $2 a day is 3,500 at least. That's what Nigerians live under. And we're saying $2 actually. Many Nigerians don't earn $2 a day. Many Nigerians do not live on $2 a day because they can't even afford it. So Nigeria is not working. Our politicians are the reason Nigeria isn't working. And I'm not proud of that. So you're not going to force me to come here and pretend and say Happy Independence Day and sing, hula la, like Nigeria is working. Nigeria isn't working. Any Nigerian making it is on their own strength. Every dime I make is on my own strength, not with the support of the government. I have to sit down and come up with business ideas and come up with ways to make money to put food on my family's table. Kudos to me, credit to me, not to the Nigerian government, nor its system. Every Nigerian that is making it work, Dangote or Tedola, name them. Every Nigerian that is making it work is on the strength of their own ability to wake up every day and go out there, hit the streets and go struggle, hit the streets and go fight, to succeed and to survive. So I say kudos to you, Nigerian. Kudos to you. You're a great person. Nigerians are great people. And I love you, Nigerians, for, still smiling in the face of oppression and adversity. Nigeria is not a democracy. I must tell you that today. Because even Cuba that runs, how do you call it? Communism. Things are not as dysfunctional as it is here. Cuba doesn't have natural resources. But whatever they have, they make sure it gets across to everybody. Everybody gets a part of the national cake. I'm not saying it's a perfect country. It's far from perfect. But I'm talking about countries that care about their citizens. So I'm going to open up the phone lines in a few seconds, right? I want you to call in and tell us, what you think about Nigeria at 64. Is it working for you? Are you going to run away? What are we going to do to make it work, and probably see a great Nigeria in our lifetime? So please, Rachel, announce the numbers and let's see what the people have to say.